Call me cynical, if you must, but I never blindly believed the fables and fairy stories the other kids seemed to lap up. Instead, I was the one who pulled Santa Claus's beard off in the shopping mall and whispered to the next kid in the queue, "He's a fake." But I must say, I have become intrigued by the Huntsman myths and legends. Are they just someone else's dreams or nightmares? Did they start life as cautionary tales created to keep children from venturing into the forests alone in case of wolves or worse? Or is there some substance to the stories of missing children? Whatever the reason, the myths persist. They live on in a world loosely bound together by mysteries without substance. They are born, live, and die in the ignorance of the ill-informed and the apathy of their audiences. Fictions with little to no basis in fact, until they are held up to the scrutiny of science, where so often the strongest myths just shrivel up and die. Ah, science, practical inquiry, testing the truth. So you want to know what I'm thinking? Well, that's okay. As long as you're listening, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Why hasn't anyone truly tested the Huntsman myth? I mean, really looked into it and tested it. I know why. They'll tell you that the more you look into the Huntsman myths, the more likely you are to fall prey to him. But hey, if he's a load of baloney, nothing will happen. And you've successfully proven all this mythology is a fraud. And on the other hand, if you go mad, disappear, and end up held captive in some kind of alternate limbo-like dimension, you've successfully proven he is real. So from a scientific point of view, you can't fail, right? It's a win-win. So I started looking for him. I mean, really looking for him. To get to the bottom of this whole Huntsman thing and the old missing orphan story, which is by far the one that crops up the most online, I wanted to start at the beginning of sightings in the US. And as far back as I could go was Grimhaven Orphanage, Illinois. I found some court documents from September 1898, some 3 months after the 12 orphans supposedly just disappeared into thin air. Apparently, an old caretaker had given sworn testimony to the judge that the Huntsman, as he called it, had taken the children. So I hit the web. I narrowed down the search area and I hit the road. Illinois. It's kind of on the way to somewhere else, yeah? No disrespect or anything, I just hadn't thought of it as a destination before. When you get there, it's still really big. And it's still a long way to get to anywhere that's actually in Illinois. But I was getting closer. Always closer. Small towns. I understand them. They're okay. I was never that comfortable in the city, but this place, well, it was beyond the back of anywhere I thought I'd imagine. I'm usually the one doing the staring at strangers, but out here, everyone seems to be looking at me. And even though this is probably the town, nothing was showing me where to go now. But a few hours after, that evening in fact, I found a road that wasn't even on my Maps app. And the name on the hand-printed sign jangled my memory. Grimhaven Orchard Road. Maybe this is it. And yes, it was all orchards, but long overgrown and tangled. just like in the movies. Maybe this was where they grew the fruit, and maybe the vegetables too, for the orphanage itself. And so it seemed, because set back and along the road a ways with a broken up phone box marking the laneway was a building, an orphanage maybe? This could be it.